Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown here with Ryan Graham.
Hey, y'all.
Tim Thurber.
Hello.
And this is State of Atlanta. Happy New Year's, guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was New Year's.
You didn't, you've just been drinking straight through the past 7 days.
Well, I mean, I was at the Peach Bowl, so I didn't really know it was midnight. It's midnight.
You watched the ball drop.
Yeah, we did.
You mean the ball drop like wide left?
Wide left. Yeah. So what's really funny about that is, I was sitting there watching that game, and it got to be like close to midnight, and I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? And then they got to like the 30-yard line. Ohio State was there. I was like, okay, they've won the game. I'm just gonna go up, and we were gonna watch fireworks on the roof, and I'm like, I'm just gonna leave. And so I left thinking Georgia lost.
Well, so you and I were on a very similar page. However, mine's a little bit more, or I should say, less Georgia UGA fandom, because I was at a friend's house. I mean, and when I say friend's house, it was friends of mine. They've got little kids. We've got little kids. The other people had left the party. We were crashing the night. This was just the New Year type thing. And so we're getting close to midnight, and none of them are Georgia's UGA fans. And so we get close to counting down. I'm like, put it on the ball drop. I don't care. This is not my team. I don't care what happens. And so we flip it over. We watch the ball drop. We do our smooches. We do our champagne. And it wasn't until like 10 or 15 minutes later that I realized that UGA even won the game. I literally did not care.
No, I can't. So I just assumed we lost. And when I got back downstairs, we had left the TV on.
We lost. You just assumed that we lost the game.
Yeah. I'm a Georgia fan number 2. All right, that's a we. All right.
Fair enough.
I got back down, and it was like all the Georgia people with the red and black fluttering from the ceiling. I'm just like, what the hell did I miss?
Where'd I go? What happened?
The same thing that the kicker missed. The goal.
So Tim, what was the experience like from within?
Yeah.
I mean, it was chaos. People throwing beer, like a United match almost, except it was just college football. People jumping up and down, high fives, a like crazy atmosphere when that happened. But I will say, I knew it was almost New Year. I knew it was almost midnight because I looked at my watch like at 2 minutes before. I'm like, oh, it's gonna end, right at midnight. Georgia's gonna lose because they gave too much time left on the clock, and then. When he shanked that kick so bad, I mean, that was bad. Like,
I woke up on Sunday morning or whatever, and I just knew it was in my head. I was like, I knew that Georgia won, but things weren't processing. It's New Year's Day. I'm a little slow. I got a lot of alcohol still running through the system, and anyhow, my Georgia fans. One of my Georgia friends posted the whole TikTok or the Twitter video of it, the ball missing right at the thing. And I was like, man, that's some Matrix scripted shit right there, because that doesn't happen in the real world.
He had to have kicked before midnight. That's it. Anyhow, I don't even think our kickers would miss that bad. Come on.
What kicker?
Oh,
we don't have a kicker.
Oh yeah, we're out of them now.
We have no place kicker. Ryan. This is the Georgia State not the UGA Yeah.
UGA is inclusive of me and Tim, and Georgia State is inclusive of all 3 of us.
Okay.
Like
I'm glad to know I'm outnumbered here, but anyhow.
Moving. What do you mean? Of course you are.
You don't want to be part.
It wasn't a mystery.
I have zero interest in being part of that
game. Do you know how much those tickets went for?
Yeah, I do, because I sold mine for a lot of money.
Did you?
My mortgage is paid for the next 2 months because of those tickets. So yes, I did well.
There you go.
Were you able to transfer them?
I wasn't. There was a snafu. Apparently there's something wrong with Ticketmaster's transfer system, because I had a problem transferring the Peach Bowl tickets, and then for the Falcons game against the Cardinals, I posted up on we have cheaper seats that we have available, and I just offered them on Twitter, like, does anybody want these tickets? And one of the State of Atlanta fans, actually, I think a new State of Atlanta fan, because they added us as a follow that day,
Nice.
asked for them or requested them, and so I sent it to him. The dude's like, dude, man, it's like 45 minutes before game time. My wife and I are sitting here waiting to go. I got nothing. And so I had to transfer again. There was a problem. Ticketmaster's got a problem. You got to do it twice or something. They want to really make sure that you're willing to give these tickets away. But anyhow, they're gone. On to Georgia State stuff.
Yeah, we should get started with that.
Oh
huh?
yeah, how are we doing?
We're 6 minutes into the thing, and we haven't talked about Georgia State really. I mean, other than acknowledging that Ryan prefers UGA over Georgia State, but whatever.
That's not what we did. We didn't do that. I said number 2 very clearly to everyone listeing.
Yeah,
And if it wasn't super clear, Georgia State's my number 1. I do not have another podcast.
Athens of Atlanta.
Just be state of Athens. We could.
Well,
That could be the
makes-
network. That could be the network when we get so big.
Next podcast.
Yeah. No.
They'll have to pay royalties though, right?
Yeah, I probably should like trademark this crap or something. But anyhow, all right. Basketball. We played 2 games. We played our first 2 conference games. James
Did we?
Madison. Well, we played 2
One solid game spread across 2.
3/4. No, we played 3/4 of 2 games because that James Madison first half was actually better basketball
fine.
than I expected to see going into it. I think we were down only by 5 at the half against a team that we were expected to get blown out by, and then we got blown out by. We scored 47 points. 47 points. That's just
Pretty
absurd. Sorry. In the entire game, I was talking about first half. We scored 47 points. Period. We were scoring 47 points in a half under the Ron Robb years, and now 47 for a game.
Were you guys both there?
Yes.
Nice.
Watched all of it.
Nice.
So Ryan, your words rang true. If we don't shoot the ball well, we're not winning the game. we tried our darndest across all 3 categories of shot selection to do the absolute worst.
But we were only down by 5 at the halftime, and I was like,
We're lucky.
I was talking about like this is not a bad place to be in. I did
only
not
scored
think we
like
were
5 more points.
9, I think, but
Pretty
but,
bad.
like, I was talking to people at halftime, and I'm like, we're in a far better position than I thought we were going to be. And then I don't know what Coach Hayes's halftime adjustments were. Never do those again.
They were bad. Yeah, they were not
bad.
a good matchup.
Those were bad halftime adjustments. So, I mean, we were only outscored by 11 in the second half, but being down by 5, we lose the game by 16 points. We only gave up 63. I mean, leaving the stadium that night, leaving the box that night, I was feeling pretty bad about the game. But sitting here, like writing everything up for the first game in conference against the team that's projected to win the regular
3,
season,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this team has given me just enough to hang on, which is like maybe this is the most Georgia State team ever. They're giving me just enough to hang on hope, and then those like at the end they'll just like piss it all away.
But David, they
I don't know.
can't shoot the ball.
No. Oh, we can shoot it. We can shoot the ball like nobody's business. It's that whole getting it in the basket thing. We're
Oh,
lousy.
right. Yeah. Okay. I was like, what are you talking
I
about?
was like, wait, what are you talking about?
No.
We can shoot the hell out of the ball. We will throw it up at anything. Backboards, inboards, foreboards, outboards. We can throw the ball at anything. We're not hitting the basket at all.
It's just anything
The
with
net.
like any amount of pressure is just is not going in. And then even when there's no pressure, it might not be going in. And you're like, how is this in like a D1 team that just no one seems to be able to shoot the ball?
Well, I will say one thing, Tim. I'll let you get into it because I know you're trying to say something. But
He's
I will say
even
one
more
thing.
of a basketball fan than either of us.
Last year with Coach Lanier's team, it felt like we missed the easy shots. Like it would be those easy, like you break away, those layups, those just things that are just to bounce off the backboard and right into the basket. And we were missing this all the time. And I remember that even against Gonzaga and the NCAA tournament, it was just more of that all over again. But now it's like we're missing just shots, like just regular shots. Every shot, everything's just missing.
All shots.
Yeah. Tim, what do you got to say about it? Justify it, make it better.
I think make it better. The only bright spot, if you want to call it one, is that we held them to 63, which I think they're normally scoring in the 90s. I mean, going into the half, I felt okay because they weren't shooting well, we weren't shooting well, but we were playing good defense. And then the second half, they just turned it on just slightly and then just pulled away. I mean, they went on like a 13-0 run at half, I think. And by then it was too late. We weren't coming back, especially if we didn't improve our shooting at the half, which if you contrast that to the second game that we played, right, with South Alabama, we shot way better. I mean, everything was better. Free throws, three-pointers, regular shots,
it wasn't
circus shots, easy shots.
It wasn't even halftime with South Alabama, though. Like, we were down 13 in the first half against South Alabama, and I was like, all right, well, here we go again. Like, when does the lounge open up downstairs so I can go pound some more beer before going home with my kid? And all of a sudden, we're down 13, and we go into the half down by 1. I'm like, what the hell? Like, we figured it out. And then you outscore them by 9 in the second half, and you win the game by 10. It looks like a decent college basketball score, 68-58. You won that game. And they did their amount of fouling at the end to, give us a couple of extra points, but I don't know.
Work. We were shooting 89% from the charity stripe. That's amazing for a Georgia State team, first of all, but great for a game where they have to foul you.
Well, I mentioned going down to that with lounge or whatever you call the pack thingy that I don't pay for, but I lucked into it. And like the conversation down there was like, stop shooting 3-pointers, because I think we were an offer on 3-pointers in the first half. And then I go up to the game for the second half. Somebody is surprisingly enough later than me getting up there. And it was Norm. I'm like, Norm, we are 100% for 3-pointers. We've only shot 6 points since we came out of the half, but we're 100% on the 2 3-pointers that we've thrown. And he couldn't believe me. He's like, well, no. What game are you watching? This is not what I saw in the first half. But yeah, we figured it out a little bit there, and it got the win. We split the weekend. Not a bad start to the conference schedule.
We're gonna claw our way through the schedule. That's all. I keep saying it week after week. We're not
claw our way.
We're not going to blow any of these teams out. It's going to be a battle every contest. It has been so far.
Last week we said, they figure out how to shoot, then it's going to be a crazy good team. It's still true. I mean, I still think they have to think that they have it in them. Like, you can't get to this level and just like not be able to shoot. So
the potential's there. The potential's absolutely there. So we head down to the Louisiana schools this week. Monroe on Thursday night, Lafayette on Saturday. That's one of the problems that sucks about playing in the Sun Belt. These West Division teams are in Central Time, so the games are always like an hour later for us to watch them. But I don't know. I guess my kids are definitely in bed by these times, so that's fine. What do you guys think about these 2 games?
I can tell you ESPN thinks we're going to lose both of them.
Hooray. Yes, they do.
But we proved ESPN wrong on South Alabama. That was a game we were supposed to lose.
Well, ESPN thinks we're losing like all but like 2 or 3 games, right?
Yeah, 3 games. That's it. So I feel obviously ULM is our best chance. I mean, they're 6-9. They're not doing amazing, but they are 2-0 in conference play right now. Unfortunately, the people that we hate the most, it's going to be super tough for us to get out of there with a W.
Yeah, but Lafayette's 0-2 in conference. Now they're 10-4 overall. I looked at their conference record. I mean, their out of conference record. It wasn't all that impressive, but I don't know crap about basketball teams. None of the teams' names that they had won stood out to me, and the teams they lost to were not that great either. So I think they played Texas. They lost to Texas by like 20 or 30 points to end the out of conference season. But yeah,
Old Dominion's good. They lost to them. I think their 1-point loss to Coastal Carolina is probably the outlier where you're kind of thinking what happened. It's Coastal Carolina.
I mean, but James Madison had lost in double overtime to Coppin State just before the holidays, before the break. So granted, that means that the Dukes had the chance to like sit on that throughout all of Christmas dinner and be like steaming and want to come out. But yeah, steaming.
I was wondering. That's a weird thing to call them.
Steaming pile of Dukes.
Duke.
That's a good title.
That's funny.
The Dukey
Steaming
boys.
piles of Dukes. Yeah.
Steaming
pretty
pile
good.
of Dukes.
You're writing it down, David, because we're gonna get back to this, and none of us are gonna remember.
Yeah, I'm putting
You
it in
should
a private.
totally
chat,
write that
so-
down.
There we go.
Steaming pile of Dukes, which I think just should become the name that we just call them in general. There's the steaming pile of Dukes. I'm sure.
SPD?
I'm sure no one's ever made that reference towards them at all.
Never. We just came
No,
up
We're
with
originals.
Come on, man. That's too brilliant. It's
We're,
got
we're
like layers on it.
trendsetters.
It's us.
Layers.
Layers of Dukes.
But speaking of the steaming pile of Dukes, they had a decent little turnout there, but it was not what I expected. I expected a lot more to be there. It just wasn't all that. So there was a significant less amount of purple in the stadium. I even went up to meet a friend of mine who is a James Madison alum, and she wasn't even wearing purple. Neither her or her husband were wearing purple. So I was like, all right, yeah. Even she admits that purple is not a becoming color.
Purple's a great color.
I always think they're gonna have like secret streamers ready to throw at you. In their pockets.
Right.
Just
yeah, we're gonna have to see that. Well, actually, we shouldn't have to see that. So, like the football game this year, because we'll host them this season, and if we let them win, we're gonna get the Center Park just like Dallas and streamers. Well, I guess that needs to be the thing then. So when we play back up there again, not 2023, but 2024, we just need to take a bunch of blue and white streamers and just whether we win or lose, just cover the place and blue and white streamers. Yeah, and just
cover the place.
Yeah.
And 5% of the streamers should be red. Just a little accent of the red underline. and those only go horizontal. We only throw those from one side of the section to the other, not down to the field. So we get the red underline.
We got to go heavy duty with the giant rolls of toilet paper attached to leaf blowers and just go.
There you go.
Yeah.
You show up to the gate with a leaf blower, a gigantic bag of streamers. And
you're like, don't ask questions, yo. You don't want the answer.
Let me in.
It's like going through the Atlanta Hartsfield Airport, though, where they have the glass box of things that are not allowed through security, and they have a leaf blower in there. This was a whole Jeff Foxworthy bit. Was who was trying to go through security with a leaf blower?
And I'm sitting here saying us.
We will.
We were going to whatever that I forgot which one was. I think ODU's in Norfolk, so the other Virginia town. We were flying to that other Virginia town with our leaf blower to blow out our blue toilet paper across their stupid field.
That's right, blue, white, and some red.
Yeah, and so there's a little bit of red, 1%, 5%, a little bit of red, just accent, just for accent, but in horizontal direction. It's gotta be horizontal.
Oh, opposite.
Only.
Yeah. So anyhow, we went back to JMU. So Monroe on Thursday, Lafayette Saturday, both late games.
Both there.
Both there.
Sorry.
I don't really
guys.
have anything else about them. I got nothing else about them.
I mean,
and honestly, the split that I'd like to see is we lose to ULM and beat Ulala. So
just to have it be a mystery.
Yeah, because
Bob
Marlin still sucks.
Let's not split it. Let's win them both.
There you go.
If we got to win one, though, Ulala.
No, I agree.
Sure,
I agree. If you're gonna lose one of these games, if you forced me to be like, you can win one of these games, lose the other. I'm gonna pick the win against Lafayette because Bob Marlin still sucks. And
that's a solid win too. And ULM, you just call it a fluke and move on.
Like when ULM beat us in football this year.
Yeah, basketball's different. A lot of games in basketball. A lot of
here
games
in Atlanta. Yeah, we only play them once.
I don't remember that. We didn't play
Also,
them.
the body of record says not a fluke.
Oh shit! Almost knocked my cooler over. Yeah. I got nothing else on basketball. What do you want on basketball? I got nothing else. Yeah, so nothing.
Nothing
Grayson
else on
McCall.
Hudson stepped up.
Hudson stepped up.
Hey, there were like a number of 3-pointers in that last game. I was putting together furniture, and I just kept hearing Hudson, just like Hudson 3-point, Hudson 3-point. I feel like there was like 15 minutes where he just like shot 3 after 3.
They were giving him about 10 feet of space, so I mean, he just said, "F it, I'm taking it," and he was making.
It's a layup, right?
I want to talk about. So I was down in so part of being in that little lounge thing, whatever they have for the big donors, is you get one of the coaches comes down and talks to you before the game, and
Coach
I can't remember the name of the coach speak, but he came down there and he's like, "This is not like a big basketball IQ kind of team. They're not a scheming team. They don't have a lot of plans for they play more of a my guy is better than your guy kind of basketball." And that first half, their guy was better than our guy basketball. At least that first quarter, the first half of the first half, that was definitely the case. But I think that's where Coach Hayes's coaching style was able to come through and get the guys off in those timeouts. Be like, "Hey guys, this is what we're going to do. This is what's not working. This is what is," and that's why we overcame a 13-point deficit in the first half and were able to win the game by 10 in the second. Was the fact
what a lack of respect for a head coach to say like it has nothing to do with anything that you do except for your recruiting. Like literally, like nothing else matters to your team. Like because you're not that good of a coach. It's gonna all come down to the talent on the court because you're not that good of a coach.
I mean, they are a transfer university, right?
That's funny to me.
It's like, yeah, if you looked at the distance traveled from like home to where you play your home games, South Alabama's got to be like in the tens of thousands of miles on average because all their players come from Europe and crap, right? I have no idea if that's true, but I feel like that was true at one point.
I've never heard that. I don't know.
They do get a lot of transfers, so that they're known
from Europe.
I don't know about Europe, but their team is a very transient team. How about that?
There were 2 white guys on the team most of the time, on the floor most of the time. So there's got to be European dudes.
3-point specialists.
They were
exactly.
Yeah. Man, that center was really
number
good.
22.
Got him out. Yeah, we got him out of the game with 3 fouls, and he had to pull him out, and that changed their dynamic completely on offense.
They were also missing. They were also missing their Moore, like their big point scorer. Moore was out for the game on injury, ACL, hamstring, blah 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 blah, legs don't work thing. So
that probably hurt them. Sure,
I would assume losing your best player would hurt. Who's our best player? Dwan Odom is our best player. Is that who our best player is?
Odom's our best player.
Odom, yeah.
So what happens if Odom gets injured and we win like 3 games straight? Are we like, he's not our best player anymore?
I guess someone else stepped up.
No. Come on. I talk about this all the time.
It just means someone else stepped up. That's it.
Even though it's a team sport. I mean, it is a team sport. And so there's like all these players and everyone contributes whatever. It's not Odom's fault we're losing. I promise.
No, it's not. It's not.
Even if we win 3 games, if he got hurt for 3 games, to come out of that and be like, it's because he was injured and we were better without him, like it would be flawed.
I mean, and that's just made up. That's literally just pulling something out of my ass because I don't know why I did ask the question, but I thought
that's where things come from.
And I'm pretty sure this vodka tastes delicious.
He is. He's so much. I mean, I feel like he is like a step above.
Oh yeah, he's definitely one of the best players I've watched play basketball. Yeah. Again, admittedly, not a someone that knows a lot about the sport of college basketball, but watching Dwan Odom is like watching the best players that I've seen in the short time, the 10, 12 years I've been watching. He's up there with the best we've seen play here. So it's fun. It's fun. I like him on the team.
That's why he has to play almost 40 minutes every game.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe that's the problem. He plays so much. I got to see the good and the bad, whereas the other good guys we had only played a few minutes, and so I only got to see the good because they weren't playing. They weren't getting exhausted by playing 40 minutes of basketball every night. But
when we don't get Hudson involved in the offense, though, we definitely struggle a lot more. So I think in the JMU game, he didn't even score, right? But in South Alabama, he had like in the teens, I thought, or close to. He tied Odom in points.
Yeah,
so
it was better, right?
And I was watching that South Alabama game. I was like, man, when we played Tech, he was on fire, right? I don't know where he's been. Like, I don't know if maybe he's nursing a little injury or something, but
Hudson,
yeah,
he's always aggressive on defense. It's like whether or not he's going to show up on offense is a mystery,
right?
We need him to though, for the success of the team. Otherwise, like our wins is when he actually stands out. When he's quiet and fades away on offense, we don't do so hot. So.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Tech games, I had to go to the doctor today, and when I was coming back, I had to drive through Tech campus. And I drove past McCamish, and it made me so bitter about this three game series. You know, when they announced for this 3-game series with Tech and basketball, I was like, all I want in life is to win 2 of the 3. And that first game during the COVID crap we couldn't be there.
Triple overtime or whatever.
Was it only triple? I thought it was 4. I thought it was 4 overtimes.
You mean out there? What a good night.
Yeah, over there.
That was crazy.
It was great. It was great. And so I felt so good about it. And then obviously
we lost
the following him.
That was the second one.
Oh yeah. No, we were.
No, we all.
That was
like the first one. We're all at home.
Yeah. The first one we were at home. We were all at home watching that one. The second one was when we were there and got COVID. I got COVID, and so that was a bummer. And then, hey, man, having lost this year, I just what a bummer. When are we going to get a 3-game series again, or even just like any kind of regular matchup with Tech again? It's just such a bummer on the way that ending that. Because by the way, we played them in all 3 of those games. I don't think they're going to be anxious to schedule us again. You know, why would you?
They're gonna schedule somebody else that also does that. So why not us? I don't know. That's why they would schedule us, because it's a mile away. So who cares?
Because our arena is cooler than theirs.
Our arena, they got a pretty cool arena, man. I like theirs. It's really it's like all dark inside, and they got beers. That's all I got.
We have beer.
Yeah, we do now.
We got beer. The one thing I will say that I like about McCamish better than the Convocation Center is when you're in the concourse area, you can see down to the court at all. Wherever you're walking, you can see the court. Yeah. Whereas once you're up to get your drinks, go to the bathroom, whatever you got to do, you just can't see it. And that's just the nature of the way of how small the Convocation Center is. You just it'd be impossible to build that out. So that's
I
fine.
like them both. I would not shit talk McCamish though. I really liked it. It was really, I was like, man, this is a good facility.
Yeah.
That's
all right. Whatever.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, guys.
Facilita. So
I think that was my first mistake. I think that was like my first big boo boo right there. Right.
I'm pretty sure I've mispronounced a lot of words already tonight. But are we done with basketball? We're going to move on.
I think we're going to basketball. Yeah.
All right. So we found out today that football's hosting Troy this season, because I don't know how Troy knows what their schedule is, but we don't know ours, or we're not publishing ours. It's the only team that I know of in the conference that's published what their schedule is going to be. They're at here, and I don't know. I don't even know where they're away at. I don't give a shit. Or home at. I don't really care. But
it does seem weird that they know they're playing us at our place and no other teams posted anything, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I was not under the impression that we knew that the conference even had acknowledged what the rotation was going to be on the cross-divisional games. There's a lot of different options of ways you can do it. You can do, you never play the same team twice in a year, so it takes you 9 years to play everybody, or you can double it up and get everybody in within one class of a football playing program. But I don't know. So they're playing here. They say. I thought it's kind of cool to be able to put it out there. Obviously, me being someone who just thrives on schedule stuff, I love this kind
We're
of
still
stuff.
talking about this schedule thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I know you got up and left, but yeah, we're still talking about it. But no, so Matthew on our Patreon group made a good comment about, this is Troy kind of trying to push information out year round, and so they release the opponents in January. You have your traditional national signing day in February. March is actually when the full schedule, like the order of the games, it's released. April, your spring game, and doing something to kind of keep people interested, which helps out when you're trying to do your football ticket renewals. You can call season ticket holders or people that prospects, and you got something new every single month to talk about. Whereas Georgia State just kind of, we see this all the time. Basketball schedule is always like this, where we find out about like half of our out of conference schedule, if not all of it, gets released by our opponents. We never release anything up front.
Even your
It's
tickets.
annoying. Your tickets don't
No,
tell you who you're playing.
it's like the little toys they have for animals at like the zoo and stuff, like to keep us interested. We have to like actually figure out the puzzle and how to put it together and how to make our schedule. And that intrigues people like you who are interested in this stuff. And I'm just like, I don't give a shit. I just say every week, win the damn game, whatever the game is, win it. I don't care about the rest of it.
No, man, I'm like pricing out flights and everything. I'm like 12 months out. Like, how much is it going to cost to fly to this place or that place or whatever?
Or rent a bus for 20 fans.
Or rent a bus for 20 fans. Lose $1,500 on a bus.
You're a good man, David.
Fun.
You don't hear that often. I won't say you don't hear that often enough, but I know you don't hear it often.
I don't think I've ever heard it before. What is interesting though is I was checking the Sunbelt board, and somebody had posted what the out of division games were going to be this year, and it was a month ago, and he correctly identified Troy at Georgia State. So if you use that as the basis of comparison, that is the one thing that says this guy is correct.
But who's he?
Sorry,
I missed that part.
Somebody on the Sunbelt message board.
Twitterverse.
Okay. But a month ago, he said that we would be hosting Troy State.
Who?
Oh, I was waiting. There we go. We will be hosting Troy State. He says that our away game will be Lafayette. So
12er chance to beat them again.
Yeah. Hopefully.
We do two away in a row. We'll do that.
No, we host Troy State, and we will travel to Lafayette.
But we're traveling to Lafayette like this week.
For football.
We're on football now. Gummy bear.
Sure. Got it. Is that my new nickname? It was a worm.
It is now.
Thank you very much.
What do you got? So that would be like out of all the football teams to play in out of the West. Obviously Lafayette we have some history with. We haven't beaten yet. We hate them in basketball, so I'd be fine with that.
Wait, have we not beaten Lafayette yet?
We've come so close. I think the closest we ever came was actually when they were ranked.
COVID
they were
year?
ranked 19th. Yeah.
COVID year was like a drag race. Right?
I'm really happy I didn't know that just like a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Just
disturbing, right?
It's really,
yeah.
I hate it. I hate it a lot.
Yeah. Matthew commented, did the Sunbelt poster correctly predict Troy's other cross-divisional opponent? Yes, they did, to my knowledge.
This person must have some inside knowledge of scheduling. That's all
that is a Sunbelt employee stock
it.
Account.
Mm-hmm.
Just put it out. I guess to be fair, we don't even know if this Troy post was correct. Like Troy posted it, but then again, the Conference USA posted an entire schedule last year that had Sunbelt teams on it, so they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
True. Good point.
It's a different concept, but yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Grayson McCall has withdrawn his name from the transfer portal.
Which we talked about Does it ever happen? And I believe we said it doesn't. And
just
Grayson
did.
McCall, I bet he will be welcomed back with open arms to the Coastal Carolina team. I bet he will not be turned away.
The NIL money that they were offering him was too great.
No, I bet he wanted.
So-
So like our group chat, our private group chat for this, for Patreon members, we talked about how maybe he did expect to go with his coach and had never heard of Liberty.
Probably
And
didn't.
once he showed up to Liberty and said, "Oh, this is what I'm supposed to come be on campus for this?" Like, coach, I mean, you're one thing, you get to leave every day.
I gotta do what with who?
I've
But,
got to go to
I-
God class. I have to
I
have
ain't
God
going to
class
Liberty.
credits. Yeah.
I firmly believe that is the most probable answer.
He's like, I can't
Honestly,
do
but
this. I'm
I
going
can't do
back.
it.
Before realignment talk started and Liberty's move up from FCS to FBS, I had never heard of Liberty. And then, like, from what I understood, they were basically like just a DeVry college, a University of Phoenix kind of college, which apparently they are.
Yeah.
They are that with
They're
Grand
like a
Canyon
DeVry?
University.
Yeah, no, they are
It's a-
like a DeVry, University of Phoenix,
Except a lot of
combined
money.
with a bunch of other negativity. But yeah, they have a massive amount of students who do not live. It's like all digital, and it's exactly
the
like a
majority-
DeVry, University of
the-
Phoenix.
The majority
Do
of
they
their
get
students are
100
not
students
on
to the
campus.
games though?
They get
What?
a lot of
Do,
students to their games.
do they get at least 100 students to come to their basketball game?
Probably.
It is
Yeah,
the lo-
yes.
it-
Yeah, well, but they also make it mandatory. It's not marketing. It's just like you got to go. It's like for a credit.
I don't think it's mandatory. Is it
No, I don't
mandatory?
know if it is either. They
Yeah,
do.
Prayer
I think they're
session
making
class. Yeah.
When
I
they
think
have
they're
their
making that up.
I'm partially making that up. When they have big events with like politicians and they talk about like the big crowd at Liberty, they do require their students to show up to those things.
That's crazy.
Or what happens?
No, they do. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know
they-
what the
they-
rules are.
but-
Or God doesn't let them into heaven, David. I don't know. No clue. No clue.
So many. So
According to
many.
according to Falwell, then God attacks cities in America. So
in,
you cross 'em.
America.
Yeah.
Brimstone
Yeah.
and brimstone and fire.
Yeah.
Pillars of salt. Things like that. Yeah.
I mean, if you don't want me
I
to
wanna-
go further, you should probably stop.
So anyway, Georgia State sports. How about that?
What?
Well, no, so what? This was a question that was posted in that exact same Patreon group. Was Grayson McCall being out there in the transfer portal? Should Coach Elliott have made a pass at him? Pass at him. No pun intended.
Why not? No, we don't need him. He's the wrong style of quarterback for us. The end.
Who?
McCall.
No, he's not.
Grayson McCall should Coach Elliott try to have gotten?
I
Grayson
mean,
McCall
he's
to come
the
here
right style of quarterback for us, but he's not.
The wrong. Yeah, he's the wrong style. He wins a bunch of games.
Oh,
I don't think that's what we mean by style of quarterback, but yes.
I would like the style of quarterback to be winning. That's
That's
the
it.
style I prefer.
Well, like if McKelly had been our quarterback for the past 2 seasons and had the exact same performance and results as Granger, and McCall's out there, I think it makes a lot of sense because I feel like McKelly and Grayson are similar style quarterbacks as far as like a pass first style quarterback. So when this question was posted, that was my thing. It was kind of like we've resisted moving towards this pass first offense and been the option
Run
type deal
always.
with Granger being able to be a mobile quarterback. So that's why I was like, I don't know the answer to that question.
Well,
but
I think it's
Ryan, you
I think
were
it's-
all about it. You were big in. You were big in
I
saying
think
that.
it's ridiculous to make any kind of comparison between McKaylee and Grayson McCall because we have no idea about McKaylee, and we know that
know he
Grayson McCall is.
He had one pass on Christmas Day 2 years ago, and that was for
Right.
a touchdown.
And we heard
I
at
know-
practice he's like on the money. Like we heard about it through the grapevine. So like we don't really know enough about McKaylee. We know enough about Granger to say that McKaylee probably should have got a shot. but that's about all we know. We know Grayson McCall is, I mean, people look at him for the Heisman, except for his injuries. I mean, he is. No, they did. He was on the watch list, wasn't he? Wasn't he on the actual watch list? I think he was.
He could have been.
So either way, I mean, the guy is. I mean, he's in the conversation even, and without his injuries, he is a phenomenal player. It'd be if he was sitting our bench healthy. Man, we would fire our coaches so fast.
No, we wouldn't.
No, we wouldn't.
We should. I mean, we should.
We've had more reason to fire. I shouldn't say. I don't know. I don't know what that reason.
No.
Yeah.
If Grayson McCall transferred here, was healthy as can be, and sat behind Granger, no, we fire the coaches.
Well, to be fair though, if Grayson McCall transferred here, he'd probably be academically ineligible after the first quarter. So,
well, maybe. Well, because we have stricter rules. Is he a dum dum?
Oh no, I'm assuming he's dumb enough to go to Coastal Carolina. He can't be that smart.
Yikes!
Ouch! Coastal.
That fire.
I thought it was an interesting conversation we had on the group me chat. Although I was just like, none of this is realistic. There's no way he's coming here.
No. I mean, he's already out of the transfer portal now, so
And
it's
that.
very unrealistic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just get used to
it is.
more Granger. That's it. You guys gotta just take it. You gotta know it's coming and deal with it.
Damn,
How
I
many
feel like you're
years
talking dirty to me.
A little bit.
How many does he have? Does he have just the 1 year left, or does he actually have 2 years left? He's just the 1 year left, right?
He has 1 year left. Holy God, David, don't. 1 year.
I think it's just
Single year
1 year,
left.
right?
2
This is last
years.
year.
Get out of here, David.
I think that the NCAA granted him a 4th year. He'll be here for another 4 more years.
It's called the FU year to Georgia State. Yes, you can have another year of him because you know what? We're enjoying you hurting yourself like this.
Exactly. All right. I've got only one smaller thing to talk about. I think we'll save it for last call.
Yeah, that's good. We're probably we're close to 45 in. So
yeah, that's good. So thanks for everyone listening. We're gonna do a last call where we drink some more, we talk some more about Georgia State and about the episode and everything else. You can find it on our Patreon page, free of charge, patreon.com/State of Atlanta. It'll come out on Friday morning, unless you're a Patreon member. You get it out immediately as soon as I release this episode. Also get access to our group chat that we talked about and discounts on merchandise, all that kind of fun stuff. So you can join our Patreon for as little as $3 a month. Please consider doing so. We'd appreciate it. It helps pay for all this kind of stuff that we do. Except for the alcohol. We pay for the alcohol ourselves. No, actually, it was pretty good. It sounded good though, didn't it?
No, it didn't sound good. I don't like you were reading.
No. I've got the one thing I got in front of me is Matthew's whole thing about Troy's schedule in front of me right now. Anyhow,
wow,
you just ruined the whole thing. I sounded good, and you ruined.
I didn't
the
ruin
whole
it. I brought it out of the robot era.
This is more of our last call kind of conversation. You can find it over there. Thanks for listening. Say goodbye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Peace.